Welcome to this explainer. If you've ever scrolled through a footballer's Wikipedia page and felt totally overwhelmed by the sheer number of cups, leagues, and medals, well, you are in the exact right place. Today, we're going to demystify the global football ecosystem and visually map out the ultimate hierarchy of glory for a player.
Okay, we're going to tackle this by chunking these 25-plus trophies into 4 distinct categories. The ultimate international trophies, global and continental clubs, Europe's elite club competitions, and finally, the top domestic leagues. Let's dive straight in.
Starting off with Section 1, the ultimate international trophies. This is the absolute peak of the sport.
So the absolute most crucial thing to grasp right off the bat is the fundamental split in a player's career. It's like they're running on 2 parallel tracks. Take Lionel Messi, right? Internationally, he's competing for his national team, Argentina. But his club football? That happens with a professional franchise. The trophies for these 2 tracks are completely separate, and bagging hardware on both sides is the real secret sauce to building a legendary resume.
This setup perfectly highlights the difference between 2 massive global events. On the one hand, you have the FIFA World Cup. First kicked off back in 1930, this is the undeniable pinnacle of a player's career. 32 teams literally battling for global supremacy, with Argentina, of course, taking the crown in 2022. But then, on the flip side, we have the Olympic football tournament. Now, while it's historically prestigious, today it acts way more as a youth development platform. Squads are capped at under 23s, with only 3 overage players allowed per team. Actually, that exact formula is how Brazil managed to snag back-to-back golds in 2016 and 2020.
Sitting just one notch below the World Cup is continental glory. This is where those fierce, deep-rooted regional rivalries really take over. You've got the Euros, arguably second only to the World Cup in sheer prestige, where Spain just locked down a record 4th title in 2024. Then over in South America, there's the Copa America. It's actually the oldest international tournament going, dating back to 1916, and it's practically owned by Argentina and Uruguay with 15 titles apiece. And we absolutely can't forget the intensely competitive AFCON, with Egypt holding 7 titles and Ivory Coast bringing it home in 2023. Rounding out the rest of the globe, Mexico was an absolute powerhouse in the North and Central American Gold Cup with 9 titles, while Japan boasts 4 AFC Asian Cup titles, though Qatar did manage to successfully defend that one in 2023.
Now, what's genuinely fascinating about the international calendar is that it's not static, it's evolving right in front of us. Back in 2018, UEFA decided to ditch those meaningless friendly matches and replace them with the Nations League. It's a brand new, highly competitive trophy, complete with promotion, relegation, and a high-stakes Final Four. Portugal actually just clinched the 2025 final, giving them their 2nd title in what's rapidly becoming a seriously coveted piece of silverware.
Moving right along to Section 2, global and continental clubs. Let's dive into the incredibly lucrative world of professional franchises.
So, how do we crown the absolute best professional franchise on the planet? Enter the FIFA Club World Cup. Held every 4 years, this tournament throws the champion clubs from all 6 continental confederations into the ring together. It is a massive, undeniable flex of a club's global standing. Real Madrid historically dominates here, no surprise there, with 5 titles, but powerhouses like Manchester City are also among the recent champions to lift this trophy. Zooming in on South America for a second, you can see a really clear hierarchy. You have the Copa Libertadores, which is the continent's premier club tournament, basically their equivalent of the Champions League. Independiente holds a legendary record of 7 titles there, with Botafogo currently sitting on the throne as champs. Then, serving as the ultimate chaser, is the Recopa Sudamericana. This is an annual Super Cup showdown that pits the continent's top tournament winners head-to-head. Boca Juniors shines here with 4 titles, while Racing Club are the current title holders.
All right, on to Section 3, Europe's elite club competitions. These are the tournaments that literally define a player's legacy.
If you really want to grasp the magic of European nights, you have to look at this 3-tiered system. Step 1, sitting proudly at the summit, is the Champions League. It is the absolute highest honor in club football, period. Step 2 is the Europa League, which serves as an ultra-competitive 2nd tier for clubs that just narrowly missed the top flight. Tottenham Hotspur actually just claimed the 2025 championship there. And Step 3 is the Conference League. Introduced fairly recently in 2021, this gives clubs from lower-ranked leagues a genuine shot at continental glory. Chelsea conquered this tier in 2025.
15! I mean, just let that sink in for a second. That staggering number is how many times Real Madrid has conquered the Champions League. To put that into perspective, winning this thing just one single time will cement a player's legacy forever. Actually, Paris Saint-Germain just claimed their historic first-ever title in the 2024 to 2025 season. It just goes to show how elusive and desperately coveted this trophy truly is for even the wealthiest clubs on earth.
To kick off the European season, the winners of those top two tiers, the Champions League and the Europa League, square off in a massive one-off match called the UEFA Super Cup. It's basically an annual curtain raiser that sets the tone and carries some serious momentum for the season. And surprise, surprise, Real Madrid holds a record 6 titles here, most recently snagging the 2024 edition by taking down Atalanta.
Which brings us to our final stop, Section 4, the top domestic leagues, the absolute bread and butter of the football calendar.
This matrix right here, this is basically your cheat sheet for European domestic football. Notice the pattern. Every single major European nation relies on the exact same trio of competitions. First, you have a grueling, absolute marathon of a top league played over 34 or 38 games. Think the Premier League or La Liga. Second, there's a wide-open knockout cup where teams from all divisions get a shot, like the FA Cup or the Coppa Italia. And finally, a Super Cup curtain raiser, putting the league winner against the cup winner right before the new season kicks off. It's a beautifully structured ecosystem designed to keep the drama dialed up to 10 all year round.
36. That is the magic number of pure domestic dominance. It represents the all-time league title records for two absolute titans of the sport, Real Madrid in Spain's La Liga and Juventus in Italy's Serie A. You know, sustaining a high level of excellence over a grinding 38-game season is the ultimate test of a squad's depth, tactics, and pure endurance. And these two clubs, they've completely mastered it, an unbelievable 36 times each.
But you know what really gives these domestic and regional cups their undeniable magic? It's their incredibly deep, rich history. Take England's FA Cup, for instance. It dates all the way back to 1871, making it literally the oldest football competition in the entire world. France's Coupe de France kicked off in 1917. The real beauty of these domestic knockout cups is the format. They allow tiny, amateur local clubs to share a pitch with top-tier professional giants. It's the perfect recipe for those legendary, giant-killing underdog stories we get to witness year after year.
Now, while the wild unpredictability of a knockout cup is fantastic, history shows us that a few massive clubs have pretty much monopolized their domestic leagues. As we saw, Juventus holds 36 titles in Italy. Right on their heels is Bayern Munich, boasting a massive 33 titles in the Bundesliga, a crown they actually just reclaimed under manager Vincent Kompany. And over in the fiercely competitive pressure cooker of the Premier League, Manchester United still reigns supreme historically with 13 titles.
So, having explored this massive, interconnected ecosystem in our explainer today, I want to leave you with a thought to ponder. We've traced the exhausting 38-game grind of the domestic leagues, the legacy-defining European Knights of the Champions League, all the way up to the rare global supremacy of the World Cup. If you were lacing up your boots, which of these trophies would you say truly cements your immortality in the history of the beautiful game? It's a lot to think about. Thanks so much for joining us for this one, and we'll catch you in the next explainer.